Are you wondering if your boss wants you to stay at your company or if they want you to leave? In this video, I'm going to talk about 6 different signs that your boss wants you to leave. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Preston, author of Harness Your Butterflies and creator of the Career Accelerator program, helping professionals just like you to create an awesome career and live the life that you've always wanted. If you're new to the channel and you're interested in professional development career advice, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I have new videos every Tuesday. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, so it's always kind of stressful thinking about, does my boss want me here or do they not? If you've noticed that some of your interactions with your boss have gotten a little strained recently, this is the video for you. I actually had a supervisor once who tried to get rid of me, who told me, she said that in order to get rid of employees, you don't want to fire them because then you have to give them severance oftentimes, but you want to make their lives miserable enough so that they want to leave on their own. Now, I'm not saying that I like that approach, but some supervisors have that mentality where they want to make things bad enough for you so that you will want to leave on your own. So this video is going to be kind of for the people who are trying to understand their mindset of their supervisor and say, does my supervisor actually want me to leave? Like, are they giving me this kind of bad experience because they want me to leave? That's what we're going to cover in this video. Which brings us to the first sign that your boss wants you to leave, which is that they will give you a lot of work with no help. Now, sometimes supervisors will just give a ton of work because they don't know, like there's a lot of reasons why supervisors might give you a lot of work. They might think that you're not busy. They might think that you have extra bandwidth. There's tons of reasons. But what you've seen is that your boss is just giving you a ton of work and you have brought up to them and said, hey, I need some help. Like, I can't do all this by myself. You have to kind of manage their expectations. If they shut you down and they say, no, just do it, get it done, that's probably a sign that your boss wants you to leave. Usually what happens is if the boss tries to give you as much busy work as they can to try to kind of bog you down and make you feel like you would be happier somewhere else, that's usually a positive indicator that they want you to leave or go somewhere else. Number 2, your boss talks to you in an angry tone of voice. Now, we're all human, we're all people here. Sometimes people just get angry and sometimes they just talk to you in an angry tone. That's, we don't like that in working settings, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes people just get angry and they can't manage their emotions. If you've noticed that it's an ongoing, habitual thing that your boss kind of talks down to you or talks to you in an angry tone of voice, it's probably a good indicator that they want you to leave because they want to create enough tension or friction to make you feel like you would be happier somewhere else. The third sign is that your boss keeps telling you how great your replacement is. Now, typically when you have it, let's say you've been moved around or something's happened and you've had or maybe you were on maternity leave or something happened where you were out of your position for a short period of time and you've come back and your boss keeps telling you that your replacement was better than you or was more efficient than you or they want you to be more like your replacement, it's probably a good sign that your boss wants you to leave or that they want to replace you with someone else. Now, you might think that this is a pretty obvious sign, but a lot of times bosses and supervisors are not as confrontational as you might think that they would be. So it doesn't look like something where they would say, your replacement was so much better than you, I don't like you anymore. It's usually something a lot more subtle like, wow, I wish that you were in a joking tone, they might say something like, wow, I wish you could do this like your replacement did, or hey, your replacement did this thing, I think this might be a really good thing for you to learn how to do. But if they do that a lot and they kind of keep bringing it up, it's a good sign that your boss probably wants you to leave. Number 4, they constantly criticize your performance without an improvement plan. Now, sometimes all supervisors are expected to give their employees feedback on their performance, what they need to do better, what we need to change, whatever. So that's normal. If your employer is giving you some specific criticisms and kind of positioning it in a way that you can't succeed, and saying, you can't do this and we need this for this position, it's probably a good sign they want you to leave. They don't, typically when you're looking at performance is something that can always be adjusted and it has something to do with all the different variables from your location, your working situation, your personal life, your family situation. all of these different things that go into performance. So if your supervisor or your employer is saying that your performance is not able, if it's a fixed mindset and they say your performance is bad, there's nothing that you can do to fix it, it's probably a good indicator that they want you to leave, because they don't want to invest any time or resources in helping you succeed or get better at the thing that you need to improve at. So that's another sign. The fifth sign that your supervisor, your boss wants you to leave, they don't give you any feedback even when you ask for it. Now, supervisors who kind of don't care and they want you to leave and they don't want you there will typically kind of avoid any means of giving you feedback or improving, similar to what we just talked about. If your supervisor, if you actively have worked on something and you said, hey, can you review this? One of two things might happen. They just won't review it and they'll just push it off and you won't hear anything from them again. Or they will give you kind of passive feedback and say, yeah, it looked fine. And then that would be it. If you're seeing that a lot, sometimes it happens one-off, once if somebody gets super busy or if they have something else on their mind, they might just say, whatever, roll with it, run with it, whatever. If this is a habitual thing and you're starting to see that this is how the behavior's kind of been going, it's probably a good indicator that your boss wants you to leave. Number 6, they give unreasonable demands about your work, but they don't explain why. Now, typically why this happens is supervisors will just push things and not care enough to give you the specifics of how they want work done or how they want work completed. Now, if you're starting to see that your supervisor is just giving you a ton of work, a ton of stuff, and not actually giving you any explanation, or they're giving you a ton of changes, and they're just saying, here's all this stuff, but they're not giving you any indication, any reason, any background as to why they need those updated, that's probably a really good sign that they want you to leave. Because if they wanted you to stay, they would invest in making sure that you did what they were looking for and kind of making sure that the processes that you were going through were matching what they were looking for as from a supervisor standpoint. And with that, those are the 6 signs that your boss wants you to leave. If this was helpful, if you have more comments, more suggestions about other things that you might see, make sure to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. I also have new videos every Tuesday, so look for those, and I'll see you on the next one.